What up?
Let's fucking go,
Dude,
bro.
I forgot how do we do this again?
Yo, Mike, Sean didn't know how to talk into the mic. It was wild. We was troubleshooting equipment that didn't need to be troubleshot.
I put on the headphones. I'm like, why come I can't hear nothing?
He just needed to move the mic to himself. The mic is like halfway across the room, and he's like, I can't hear me.
Listen, man, I don't know what's going on with you these days, man. But you know, you be MIA. You in different cities, different countries. I don't know what's going on, man. I thought ICE picked you up. I'm like, don't worry, he be back. They'll figure out he's not A-Rap.
I've been laying low. It hurts. I could be Middle Eastern. I could be Mexican. It's not safe for me in these streets right now, bro. I gotta lay low.
Just put the hat on, bro.
I was hiding out. I gotta shave and then just fucking put a hat on and duck out, man, or I'm gonna get sent back. So if y'all don't hear from me for a few days, checking Alligator Alley, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yo, that's that new place that's here, right? Is it like in the Everglades or some shit?
Yeah.
Is the whole premise like they won't want to escape because there's all this fucking wildlife?
Or if they do, they get eaten by wildlife. Also, you talking to the same people that hiked here from fucking Guatemala.
Fuck, man, people don't give a fuck.
Think you scared of some snakes and a gator, bro?
Maybe like we gotta eat something.
Maybe riding that shit right back. You gonna have 15 Ecuadorians just riding on the back of an alligator in no time, making boots and shit.
Yo, for real, let's set up shop down there, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god, man, what a time.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the drink of the day.
Yo, we did. I think we've been doing bourbon the last few times, but this week we got a little switch up here with gin. Got a gin blueberry smash. Sean threw down. Simple, delicious, refreshing, good poolside drink. I feel like I feel like we've been saying that a lot, but also it's summertime.
It's summertime, man. That's what we do. That's what we do in summertime.
So. Yeah, so in a cocktail shaker filled with ice, you guys are gonna add about half ounce of simple syrup, a handful of blueberries, about 6 mint leaves. Muddle that. Well, no, don't add the ice yet. Sorry, you're gonna add those. Muddle it. Add the ice. Add half an ounce of lemon juice. Add 2 ounces of the Hendrix gin. Shake that up real nice. Pour it in a rocks glass filled with ice. Garnish with some mint. Make sure you crack that mint so you get the scent out and those oils in the drink, and then. Enjoy. Did I get it all? Let's fucking go. First take. Go. Let's go. Yeah, man. And stay tuned on the socials if you guys aren't following us, and we'll drop the recipe in there. And yeah, we start doing tutorials in this bitch too on how to make them.
We need to.
Right?
We need to do almost like a double speed.
Yeah, right. And we gotta get TikTok famous. I'll be thinking we too old, but I'm like, maybe embrace it, man. Fuck it. Yo, also, I just caught myself doing it. I've been doing this shit with my arm here in the podcast where I just put my hand down like this, like I fold it inwards.
Oh.
But when you watch it in the video, I look mad, like, disassembled.
They're like, what's wrong with that guy's
arm? Bro. So if y'all watching me on the YouTube, please don't stare at the way I put my left arm down. I'd be folded like this.
Listen, after you finish the tap, you just got to make sure that it's just like you put it out on display. The tap. That's it.
But I just caught myself doing it again, and I told myself watching it, don't do that with your arm. You look stupid as fuck. And I was mad self-conscious about that shit. And then the first thing I do when we sat down, I went, yo.
Yeah, the shit that we worry about, like, we're so like self-critical, right? That's just like nobody gives a fuck. Yeah. No one's probably looking at that ever.
Probably never. And now that I pointed out, everybody gonna be making fun of that shit.
Like,
oh,
his arm is broke.
Ass arm, it was broken.
all 3 of them listening.
We appreciate you guys. The Tres Amigos. The threes. Making up words now.
All right, man. Yo, my carbon footprint of the week is going out to Cristiano Ronaldo. And the reason why I gave it to him, it is not impactful to the world or anything else. But
his bank account.
But Cristiano Ronaldo just signed. So if those of you who don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo is a world famous soccer player. All right, we'll just leave it at that.
I mean, all time famous, like transcend soccer. Yeah. Like just
definitely one of those like world famous, right? Like you know that there's like the Tiger Woods, there's the Michael Jordan,
right?
There's the like he's that of soccer.
Yeah.
Anyway, he just signed a new contract with, and I may butcher this name, but it's Al Nassr, which is a team in the Saudi league.
Yeah,
I guess what was it? The Saudi Pro League. Anyway, $208.7 million a year. Included in that, this is what get you crazy. So first of all, $208 million a year is insane. I don't think anybody makes that at
it's
any
also in
level
Saudi,
of
which
sport.
is very minimal tax income tax.
Oh, is that right? Yes, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so he's getting that per year, $208 million a year, almost $209 million. With that, he's also getting 15% ownership stake in the team itself.
Oh shit, they did gain. Oh damn.
He's getting $31.1 million signing bonus that will increase to $48 million if he activates the second year of his contract. He's getting over $100K bonus per goal. He's getting over $50K bonus per assist. A $10 million bonus if the team wins the Saudi Pro League title.
Okay.
$5 million if he wins the Golden Boot, which I'm assuming is probably their MVP.
Yeah. The Golden Boot is yeah. It's,
is that right?
Yeah. It's basically the MVP. Well, Ballon d'Or is FIFA's MVP, but I think Golden Boot is. No, I thought Golden Boot was specific to a tournament like World Cup or I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's one of these sort of like
Okay,
MVP type things, right?
Okay.
$8.25 million if the team qualifies for the Asian Champions League and wins it. And in addition to all of that, he's getting 16 full-time employees, 2 chefs, 3 gardeners, 3 drivers, 4 housekeepers, and 4 security guards. Here I am trying to get my boys just to fucking go to school and get, and earn a degree in something that they can earn a living.
How to kick a soccer ball, bro. Why you fucking around with these boys in math?
Bro,
you know how stupid I feel that I do math for a living? I do something that a computer can do. I can't kick a soccer ball,
nope.
though.
Dude, I'm like rethinking my whole parenthood, bro. I live on an acre. I could have had some fucking hella soccer nets out there, bro.
You could have been running boot camps for all kinds of sports back then, man.
just get good in something.
Yeah, anything.
Dude, with that kind of, with that kind of potential income, and obviously Cristiano Ronaldo is.
Oh yeah, he's elite. He's once in a lifetime,
transcendent, talent. In soccer, but bro, if you get to a portion of that, you're living really fucking good.
Oh my god, dude! And also, I will say, Cristiano Ronaldo is one of these people. He's an example that nobody's ugly. You're just broke. Like if you see Cristiano Ronaldo like pre and post, like every contract he gets, that dude gets significantly better looking. Which I'm like, yo, good for you. But to his credit, man, he invests so much money into his body and his like Cristiano Ronaldo's 40 and he still looks like fucking that. And he's still playing at an elite level. Obviously, he's not, 30-year-old or 27-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo.
But if you're 40 getting that kind of money.
And you're still getting those contracts, right? But, dude, you ever see him in press conferences? And they even put soda on the podium? Mm-hmm. He fucking throws the soda can away. He's like, get that shit out of here. Give me a bottle of water. Like he's like he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't, he's like a... His
like the Tom Brady
I'm
of
staying
fucking
in
soccer.
shape.
Yeah.
And it shows in all his business ventures. Like he's very disciplined, and I don't know, he owns hotels and all kinds of shit. And like it's like you said, man. Like teaching your boys that, but also the level of discipline that this guy has to be that one.
Yeah.
In like you said, there's a plenty of phenomenal athletes and things, but this guy is like a different tier of that.
Yeah.
And you could tell in how he like carries himself and how he goes about it. And, like you've never seen some story of Cristiano Ronaldo, like partying or, gets caught up in some scandal or
right.
Not to say that he's a perfect human. Like we don't know what's going on. No. Tiger hid shit for a long time. And to his credit, he figured out how to do it. Derek Jeter, I'm sure he did his shit. We never hear about it, but was smart enough about this stupid, so who knows? But,
no, but like you said, that sort of that next level talent, that next level discipline.
It unlocks something else,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
So it just shows the freak of nature you have to be, I think, to like you said, the Tom Brady thing. It's like you can be talented, but if you have the work ethic to match that talent, then it takes you to like legendary all time. You know, like it's insane, dude. Because I think for me, like my biggest what if in the like GOAT debate in basketball is like, what if Jordan actually took care of himself?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we don't knock Jordan for like how much he didn't take care of himself because he was just such a freak, you know. But I always wonder if Jordan had the discipline that LeBron James has. Fuck, what do you get out of Jordan?
What do you get out of that?
Yeah.
And for how long?
You get Kobe, right? But you get Kobe at a more, you know, like Kobe had a legendary, ridiculous, you know, the whole Mamba mentality thing or whatever. Yeah. Like if you had Jordan, you know, with that level of commitment, and who knows, maybe it's like I need it, you know, maybe Jordan's that good. Like you hear guys all the time, like you mentioned Tiger Woods, John Daly, you know, out of shape, fat thing, and Tiger Woods makes comments all the time that he's like, he'll see John Daly or John Daly will make fun of him, like, what are you doing out here, like hitting balls on the range and all that stuff, and Tiger will tell him, like, if I was you, like if I was that naturally gifted, I wouldn't be out here,
right?
But I got to put in work, you know, like, and you know, maybe that's Tiger being humble, but also it just showed
man,
John Daly got away with being fucking drinking beers on the golf course and just playing, you know, drinking 79 beers and then playing 18 holes and, you know, winning tournaments. Like,
is that guy still alive?
Yeah. he's on a golf course in Florida right now, probably.
Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm. Fucking A. But yeah, man, shout out. Dude, these are like contracts or like stories you see that you think are fake, and you gotta like check the article twice, and you're like, man, I gotta Google this shit and then see who the source is, and you're just like, wow. Good for you, man.
Yeah, I had read about this shit, and I had to ask you. I was just like, yo, did this dude get,
it's legit,
a new contract?
Listen, Saudi money different, bro.
Yeah, that's that all money.
That is like, Saudi money is so different. They like, we forget, Saudis have so much money that we forget of all the atrocities that they do against like humans. Like we don't talk at all anymore about how shitty they treat human beings, like all the like human rights like violations and stuff. We're like, nah, have you seen their golf league though? What they pay Cristiano. Like, man, good for them, bro. Like, you know what though? It'll make sports more entertaining, because I think what it does is it's going to add this weird level of parody of like, you know, no one's watching a soccer team from the Middle East, and now you are. Because I'll tell you what, there's a soccer team in the Middle East came here like a week ago and played Man City or Chelsea, I think Man City, in Orlando. I don't know, but in this whole Club World Cup thing, the Middle Eastern team, I've never heard of a single player on that team. Obviously, they're all good, but they're not like world, you know, famous names. I'm sure people who watch soccer all the time probably know who they are. Clobbered Man City, and like, you know, has a roster full of obviously elite soccer players. Clobbered. I'm talking like 4-1, 5-1, like something. No, they might have scored 7 goals. It was something really stupid. And you're just like, it's a team from the Saudi league that they obviously just paid. You know, their whole roster, like top 11, are just all people who are just probably starters and it's insane, man. And it'll make it more interesting because also, dude, it's changing the landscape in sports. Or like, you know, obviously in soccer, it's English Premier League, it's La Liga, it's Bundesliga, it's all the European leagues, right? Like Serie A, whatever, in Italy. And now suddenly it's like, and it's the Middle East. Because it's hard to ignore that kind of, like, I don't care how competitive you are, I don't care how much money you're like, oh, I could make just as much over there, you know, maybe a few M's, bro. You start giving guys 9 figures to play soccer, bro. That's hard to ignore, bro.
Yeah, that's next level.
Eventually, you're gonna get guys in their prime. Like, eventually, you're gonna get guys who are like, oh, I could go play for Manchester United and get, you know, $400 million contract for 5 years, or I can go get $400 million
per year.
Yeah, or per. Yeah, right. Like if you get somebody in their prime, right? Like Cristiano Ronaldo is, I mean, maybe he's the anomaly because of the name, right? He sells.
Right, he's gonna sell tickets.
He's just right. He sells tickets. He sells posters. He's gonna sell jerseys. He's gonna sell. So Who knows? Good for him, man. Fucking A.
Yeah, man. I'm just, like I said, rethinking my entire, 18 years of parenthood. All right, man, what you got?
Dude, I sticking kind of like in the sports realm. But Greg Popovich, who I don't think we talked in here about him retiring. Maybe we mentioned it briefly, but Greg Popovich, obviously legendary coach of the San Antonio Spurs, recently announced his retirement. I know he has some health issues and all that stuff, and so he's stepping down, I think, as head coach, but he's working with the team in another capacity. But that's not why I gave him the carbon footprint in like very out of character fashion. I'm not going to be an asshole about mine this week. It's more of like just a human being, man. Like I've heard enough stories about him and what he's done for players, and I might have touched on this on here already, actually. But there was a guy on a podcast recently, a player, sorry, a guy, DeJounte Murray was talking that his mom had been shot, like lived in a shitty neighborhood, all that stuff. And Greg Popovich was trying to move his mom to San Antonio to be closer to him and the team and all that stuff, but like out of his own pocket.
Oh, wow.
Like he had, like, and he's like, I didn't even know. It was like he found out, like, you know, way later that basically he had reached out and he was trying to get things going and get his mom a house and all that stuff and pay for a move and all this, like out of his own pocket. And it made me start thinking about stories I'd heard. Like the other one that stuck out to me was who's a former player for the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, for the obviously the Spurs, but the Toronto Raptors. He won a title, then I think goes to the Spurs. No, sorry, he got traded for Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, gosh, I'm going to drop it.
I don't know.
And anyway, it'll come to me. But he was saying, like, you know, he was playing with the Spurs. He was like, I had just joined the team. Like, I hadn't been there long, you know, whatever. And his, like, father passed. And he goes, like, Greg Popovich came out to my room. Was like, hey, how are you doing? You know, and he's like, obviously, I'm upset. He's like, he's fucking sat in my room for hours and just let me talk. And he goes, like, and then he just fucking cried. He's like, he's never met my dad. He goes, like, I hadn't been, you know, he's like, I'm not fucking Tim Duncan. I'm not.
Right.
He's like, this dude just sat in a room, cried with me. Like, he's like, for hours. Like, you know, on a day, I think we had a game that night. And he just fucking sat in a room with me. And he's like, yo, if you don't want to play today, you want to go, you know, like, whatever. He's just like, none of this shit matters. Like, and there's like all these stories you hear of players, like, cause he's like really dry in press conferences, right? Like, he's kind of an asshole. It's like, you know, like, he's like the Bill Belichick, right, of the NBA. But you hear all these stories of him where they're just like, bro, this guy, like, just top tier human being.
I mean, he's very well respected, and it's not just because of his basketball IQ and his wins and his championships, man. There's definitely another component to why he's respected so much.
Yeah, and I think in a league where you have these men that, you know, some of them come there and they're the, you know, they're either the breadwinner in their family, they're you know, like they're the pressure that comes with being sort of like an NBA player for a lot of these kids who come from nothing. Like very few of them are, you know, like affluent kids, right? Like in the NBA, right? You're getting more of that now, but that's not generally the case. And I think to get someone like a Greg Popovich who isn't necessarily just like the what can you do for me on the basketball court, like he cares for you as a human being, and in some of these guys' cases, he's probably teaching you how to be, you know, a grown up, a man, you know, like to show that he cares about you beyond, you know, like the business side of it. I think, man, there's a lot of times I think people need to see something like that from a person in that position of leadership who's that legendary. And it was cool, man, to see like a lot of these stories of people coming out, and when he had his press conference to announce like sort of his retirement, man, like the people that showed up, you're just like, wow, man, like the guys who showed up for him to announce that, you Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and, you know, like Tim Duncan, all the old players, and like he couldn't walk well, and they're all like walking him up there, and they're like, you know, he still has a sense of humor, joking. It's like, man, the way grown men show up for you and treat you almost like you're their dad. You know what I mean? Like, that says a lot, man. And I thought, like, I got to give Greg his flowers, you know, while we still can.
While we still can, man.
Not that Greg listens. You should, Greg, but, you know, we'll hold that against you.
And I know that wasn't he one of the coaches that are giving, like, women coaches a chance, right?
Yeah, he's one of the first one to get Becky Hammond, right? A shot on. And then now you have... the Indiana had a prominent head coach, assistant head coach. Sorry, that was a woman, right? On that roster as well, Rick Carlisle, I think.
Oh, yes.
But you're right. Popovich was the first one, and she went to go be the coach of the Aces, I think, and that's the lady that's the head coach of Las Vegas Aces. And then I think he hired somebody else, but he had his roster, his coaching staff was like, I think Becky Hammond was on for a very long time, and she was interviewing for like head coaching jobs in the NBA. And then I think the WNBA obviously gave her a shot, and so she took it. But certainly was not very, I think, common until he came along and he was given opportunities.
Where did she coach in WNBA?
Las Vegas.
So the
stack teams. Right? Right. She turned them into a contender. Yeah.
Not this past year. But
but they were.
Past.
I think the first year she got there, second year she got there, they won a title.
Right. The Ajay Wilson chick is.
Kelsey Plum was on that team. Yeah. I mean, good roster. They spent some money. You know, I think good ownership. Yeah, I think Tom Brady owns a part of that team and a couple of other people. But like, obviously they rolled out sort of the red carpet for her, paid her. You know, which isn't common in the WNBA, but I think the Aces had the money to do it.
Dude, I think that as you get older, right, when you know, just keeping with how he sort of treated his players and stuff, man, you get this new perspective, right, on life, and you realize like the things that matter and the things that don't really matter. And so kudos to him, man, to be able to do things like, you know, taking money out of his own pocket to move somebody. Now, for him, moving that person to San Antonio and buying a house. In relation to his salary, probably wasn't shit.
No.
But the point is he didn't have to do that.
He doesn't have to do it, yeah. Or he could probably ask the team. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
go like, hey, man, one of your players has a situation. Like he can pull enough strings where they'll do it.
And it's like, I need $500K.
Right.
Like, to go do this.
Yeah, but he's not even trying to. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, I think it just says a lot about you. And then to not even tell the player, like, hey, let me do, like, he's just like, if I ask, he's probably going to say no. So let me just go ahead and do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think it just says a lot about you. And like you said, like, he could probably call in some favors. I'm sure the team would have, tried to do it, given the circumstances. But yeah, I think to be willing to sort of like dig into your own pockets or something like that for, I just think it says a lot about you as a human being, man. And there's so many stories about him like that too that you hear players like over the years just talk about. They're just like, because people will be like, man, he's kind of an asshole, and they'll be like, man, actually, and everybody has a story of like, thought that too. And then you see this thing and you're just like, wow, man, this guy, like, they're so. I've never heard someone, even players that leave on a bad or get traded away, I guess, from San Antonio. I shouldn't say on a bad note, but like they all have great things to say about him. None of them are salty.
He just kind of comes off as the asshole in the media.
He does.
At times,
right? He's very dry. He's very gruff. And granted, listen, man, when I hear him, I go, yeah, that's the guy who's been listening to you guys ask the same stupid ass questions for 30 years. Like I get it, but. And so he's kind of like endearing, right, in his grumpy old manness, right? So we don't hold it against him, but he's not someone that you would go, that's got to be the sweetest man ever, and kind of is. Like,
I wonder how long he's actually been coaching.
Oh, dude,
because he's in his 70s.
He's in his 70s. He's got to be coaching for 50 years, right? Like you figure 40 to 50 years easy.
Was he a player?
I mean, I'm assuming he was a player, but not in the NBA. Let me see. I don't know. Let me check. Because I know Phil Jackson played for the Knicks, right?
Yes.
So, here we go. Greg Popovich. No, Greg Popovich did not play in the NBA while he had a successful playing career in college and at the Air Force Academy, where he was a team. Oh, yeah. He was a team captain for the Air Force Academy. He later joined the San Antonio Spurs as an assistant coach in 1988. Damn. He's been with that organization since the 80s. And he became their head coach in 96. Dude, that's unheard of to have that tenure. Like 88 to be with the team, but 96 even through 2025.
Yeah,
what's that? 29 years? Yeah, to be the head coach, and then you're with the same organization almost 40. Unheard of in the NBA, man. 30. Wow.
And really, any any sports organization.
Yeah, any sports organization. Period. Any job. Good for him, man. But yeah, so shout out Greg Popovich, man. That was awesome. And we didn't get a chance to talk NBA Finals. And I know like the people who hate sports are already tuned out, but. Tyrese Halliburton playing with the injury
in Game 7.
In Game 7 of the NBA Final. Yeah, you got to set the stage. He gets a strained calf, plays with it in Game 6. He probably
I think he had limited minutes, right?
Yeah, limited minutes played. They basically tell him like the risk is you tear your Achilles because you're basically playing on no calf and you're putting on. And then he plays in Game 7. He's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I know what the risk is. Tears his Achilles first quarter. Right, of that game. Like
actually comes out and drops a few points where you're going,
he's balling.
Shit.
He's
gonna fucking play today. Like it's gonna be
I think he had double-digit points already. He had double-digit points. I think he had 4 assists. It's something bananas in like 6 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like like you said, he's about to have the game of his life.
Yeah.
And then no contact, steps on it.
Yeah, he pushed us off of it, and you see it in the slow motion when the Achilles ruptures, man. You see the calf just
rolls up and it shakes. Oh.
It didn't roll up. But the whole thing just goes like, almost like a, you know what I mean? Like,
and you know what's funny, man, is those non-contact injuries are the worst because you can see them when they go down and the look on their face and you're like, well, he's done. Like you're just like, fuck.
And you just know, bro.
You're hoping for the best, but you're like, and you can see his face when the guy asks him something and he goes, yeah, almost like, is it the Achilles? And he's like, yep. And then he's just. You're like, fuck, man. And
yeah, I hated it for him, man. I didn't really care who won, man. I did want to see that Game 7 be something that comes down to the wire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And the first few minutes of him playing, you go, yo, the stars came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude's coming out to fucking play.
I was cheering for Indiana, so it was rough for me to like in that game. Like, I really didn't care.
Yeah,
but I wanted to see, speaking of coaches, I want to see Rick Carlisle get another one.
Yeah.
And I think Rick Carlisle is so underrated. And I also loved what Rick Carlisle had done throughout the playoffs and how he was coaching. just like his scheme. I'm like, man, he just doesn't get enough credit for the shit that they do. Like Indiana was like the underdog in every series they played, and that guy made them look like they were the dominant team in so many of those, man. And
they belong there, bro.
Yeah.
Not for nothing,
They beat the champs.
They beat everybody, man.
They beat the champs with Jason Tatum also ripping an Achilles, right? And in that series, right? So, but I don't think that series is any different with Jason Tatum.
No, man, they were already getting
manhandled, and so like. Yeah. But, dude, it made me think, man, because it's really weird. Tyrese, so Halliburton knew going into this game that this was a risk, right? And for a lot of people, it's like you're going into the offseason, right? But you got to think about, if the risk is a torn Achilles a decade ago, and maybe less, was career-ending.
Yep.
Right? We saw Kobe Bryant like that. Remember, Kobe Bryant tears his Achilles, shoots the 2 free throws, is off, he's out, whatever. And he comes back and he plays. And he's obviously not vintage
not
Kobe,
the same, right?
But he plays. That was at the time like unheard of. You're like, I can't believe this guy just came back from torn Achilles. He's still playing at this elite level.
Right.
It's not normal. And obviously the procedures are getting better. Like we just saw Aaron Rodgers come back, and play again. Not elite Aaron Rodgers, but played. This was unfathomable again, like a decade ago. Like it was, if you tore an Achilles, you were done.
Yeah.
And so I think knowing that. Right, because you go, the medical like the world has shifted and it's made it so where it is possible to come back from, but it's not a guarantee.
No.
So if you're told, hey, you can play in this Game 7 NBA Finals, but you're risking your career, which is it's risking your livelihood. It is risking the livelihood you've set up for your family for this amount of time.
Right.
And it brings up like an interesting, I think, like debate. And for him, I'm glad. Like I saw him on something recently, and he was like, 0 regrets. I'd do it again.
Of course,
like, I don't care. And of course, he's gonna say that now. I think also, dude, I think this is exactly what we want to see from our athletes that we complain about all the time.
It is because we say that they're babies, they're coddled. They're playing a kid's game
for the money. They're just
And no, man, I think he showed up exactly as fans we would expect him to show up. But to your point, maybe part of that is even if I rip it at very worst, I'm out for a year. I'm in my 20s. I can spring back and still be still play at an elite level. Dude, also I think with in these playoffs to have 2 guys, 2 stars, 2 potential faces of the league go down with Achilles tears, I think speaks to the longevity of the playoffs. Like the playoffs, in my opinion, I love it, bro, because I want it to be long. But they're too long, dude.
Well, this the NBA in general is having this like Achilles, like to your point, like it's happening, and then I think it takes it happening to stars for us to pay attention. Because it happened to Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals, a handful of years ago, like right before COVID, right? It happened to Kevin Durant.
I don't remember when it was.
He hasn't been the same since, bro. Like I know Kevin Durant's mid-30s now, but. And in the NBA, that's old, right? But he hasn't been the same since that Achilles injury, right? And he was like,
he's still a sharpshooter, right? But
absolutely. But you're not going, Kevin Durant's taking over games. You're not like, he's living off of the name now, and maybe not the stat sheet. Like I don't know that we're looking at Kevin Durant in fear. Like if you're a team, I don't know that you're like, fuck, I got to deal with Kevin Durant as much as you were pre-Achilles, right? And that's not to say that he's not still an elite scorer, because he is. He's like prolific. Like I don't think we've ever seen somebody who can score the basketball the way Kevin Durant does and move and all that at 7 feet. Like it's.
I was gonna say, and
really weird.
It's still that way, bro. Like his shooting skills are fucking
right. Like
insane.
He didn't lose that. But
did you see the 7-team trade?
Yeah.
So
first time in history.
7-team trade. Kevin Durant is going to the Houston Rockets. I don't know who they ended up losing. That's what I need to. I didn't.
They didn't lose anyone in that core that mattered. Yeah, like they lost some people, but it wasn't like they didn't give up. I can't think of the kid's name, but they didn't give up the one young kid on that team that's like, that kid's gonna be a star potentially. They didn't give him up, which is a win. And I go, man, you're giving Kevin Durant probably for the first time since Steve Kerr an elite head coach, because the head coach to the Houston is elite and probably should have gotten a title with Boston.
Yep.
But shit happened with whatever he was fucking the
fraternization,
whatever it was. My bad. It was an F word.
Well, he was fraternization. That's it. Yeah.
So anyway, Yeah, who knows, man? That Houston, he might be the thing that takes Houston over. But the other part of me goes, dude, you just had Kevin Durant with Beal and Devin Booker, and you didn't do a lot, and it didn't work. I don't know. Who knows, man? Like,
and who was coaching?
Anything could tell.
Was it the guy from Milwaukee? Was he their coach?
Oh, you might be right. You might be right. Yeah. I don't even know anymore. Yeah, because they fired a coach. What I thought way too early too. A coach that had taken them to the finals.
Been a lot of teams doing that shit lately. But to get back to Tyrese Halliburton, I do think that his Achilles injury along with Jason Tatum's Achilles injury, I would be surprised, man, if it doesn't make the NBA take a step back and go, you know what? Maybe the first round should be best of 5 like it used to be. Instead of 7.
Yeah, dude, I don't think they'll do it, man. You know why? I think
ticket sales, bro.
It's commercials. It's there's too much money, right?
And they just signed those big ass TV deals, right?
So which I'm sure includes already like that format, right? So I think what you will see is expanded rosters. So what you're gonna end up seeing is, I can't remember what the carrying rule is now for the NBA, but I bet you what they'll say is for the playoffs you're allowed to carry. Like they might do the NFL thing or baseball. Baseball suddenly in the playoffs you see like people get signed where you're like, well, I didn't even know they're still in the league, and then they get signed, because they've been waiting at home probably for a team to sign them in the playoffs. And like I think what we'll end up seeing is like an expanded roster. Like if it's 12 or 13, whatever it is now, you'll see like 15. Maybe you add 2 players, and then you get more breaks.
But I think what this playoff proved is that the new generation of NBA teams are not just the starting 5. You have to have a bench.
Yeah, who was it? Somebody said something I saw on ESPN or something, who says like the big 3 thing era is over. It's you gotta have like you said, they go like it's the big 11 now or big 12 era now.
Yeah, you gotta have guys that can come off the bench and be yes. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the NBA does with that. Let's get off this fucking sports shit, man.
Nah, one more time. One more thing for sports.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What you got?
I think that the Gold Cup should have decided citizenship for the next year. The way America play like a bunch of pussies in the second half, I feel like we should have given them 2 million Americans, and then 2 million of them got to come over here. We're giving out green cards.
So the Gold Cup happened this weekend.
It happened this weekend.
Was it
Sunday? Yesterday. Yeah. So we're recording this on a Monday, so it was Sunday night.
Yeah, so it was U.S. against Mexico. I don't normally watch soccer. I did watch that game because I had watched the U.S. actually get
there's
into
no
it.
sports on right
and
now.
And because there's no fucking sports on. And it's fucking horrible. It's like I don't even want to turn the TV on anymore.
Yeah, it's sad, right?
Dude, I put on SportsCenter in the morning. It's all baseball highlights. I don't really care. So anyway, I did watch this. I will say, man, when I saw the Mexican team and the way they were playing, they were clearly the better team.
You don't even know shit about soccer, bro. Nope. You just watch and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why do these guys know where to be?
Because they've been practicing to get over that fucking wall. The agility is on point. Getting through Alligator Alley. Y'all think y'all really, that shit's gonna stop them, man. Bro, obviously, yeah. Listen, I don't want to say like, somebody lost, but, I hate giving people credit for losing, like, not as bad, but, the U.S. were 3-goal underdogs, which is a lot in fucking soccer. Like, you saying that's like 5 touchdowns in the NFL, right? Like, you saying you're going to lose by 3 goals. And those guys, they got out to a 1-0 lead. What you could tell really quickly, like to your point, is you're watching that, you're going, oh, you guys don't have, like, it's like you're watching minor league baseball players play against major league or like college kids play against NBA guys. Like it was just like, bro. Oh, there's just such a gap here in everything, in ball control, in passing, in just like the touches. I mean, at one point I'm giving the U.S. shit because I'm like, Mexico just looked like they wanted it more. Like it was just, and then you go, is that just to your point of, do the U.S. players themselves go like, fuck, this is like...
Oh, like you mean like while they're on the field?
While they're on the field, they're
going like, no, this ain't fair.
This ain't fair, right? Like I go, because to me it goes like, man, it looks like there's a lack of effort there, right? And you hate to do that to people because they're training and working hard.
I didn't think it was that, bro.
See, it looked like that to me, man.
Yeah, and for me it was just like, oh wow, man, these guys are clearly better.
But it can be that they could just been so overmatched that to me it looked like you're not even trying. You know what I mean? Like that's very possible.
But me watching it, going like, okay, the Mexican players are clearly better. Then it's just like, like the U.S. was on defense essentially the entire
You
fucking
play on
game.
your heels the whole time. Eventually, it's gonna break through.
And they were able to just hold them to 2 goals.
Yeah.
So
Which,
I mean, good for them.
The U.S. has always been good at defense. You know, like the. I think in general, the soccer team have generally been good. We're just shitty goal scorers. Like, we're not exciting and like, you know, like fast paced and that, you know, like we don't have like elite strikers the way the rest of the world does, you know, like in those situations. It also mind blowing. We don't really get like a lot of big guys to play soccer. Like, I think once we start, I keep saying this shit. We need to get, bro,
in the ghetto, bro.
When the ghetto starts playing soccer, we're gonna take over.
Yeah.
But it did bring up an interesting thing to me, man, with this whole migrant shit and like people complaining about citizenship and yada yada. I'm like, yo, we should decide this shit with sports. We should go every the country you're trying to get into. We should just be like, bro. Or in world wars, really. So how we should decide world wars is in sports. It's like the U.S. could be like, yo, we'll play any of y'all in American football. And if you win, you could have fucking Detroit.
Alabama.
Yeah, we'll give you. Including the people there. They are yours now. Do as you wish. But like, bro, how amazing would it be if it was like all our shit was settled now on like some kind of, you know, like if it's Spain or Mexico, they'd be like, nah, you got to beat us in soccer.
Yeah, right. Hey, like, we're fucked.
Like, God damn it. You're in Compton fucking training kids now. I want to see that recruitment.
Dude, I'm really surprised that soccer hasn't taken off here in sort of like poorer neighborhoods, right? Because you just need a ball.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's just kind of the whole deal with soccer. It's just like, yo, you just need a ball. But it hasn't, man. And in our inner cities, man, like football and basketball reign supreme.
Why do you think that is?
That's a great question, man. I don't know. I mean, the only I can attest to is like, you know, growing up, like those were that and those two in baseball, right, were the popular sports. And I think that basketball over the last probably 30 years has grown in popularity like exponentially. You know what I'm saying? Like you would say if you compare it to like in the, I don't know, let's say in the 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't hear, like you don't, even looking back in like history, there's not a lot of prominent basketball players like from that era. Are there some? Absolutely. But if you look at the last 30 years, it's a fight to go who's the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going like that. But I think that if you go, oh, who's the top 10 in between the 50s and the 70s, it's probably an easier pick.
Yeah. You know what I think it is, man? I mean, this might be an oversimplification. I think pop culture drives everything in America, right? Music, you know, all that stuff. I think we don't have someone popular that plays soccer, and that's why it's not popular, and we never have. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, like we were talking about him before, right? He is world famous, like elite. I don't know any kids here who, aside from like, you know, suburb kids who play soccer or whatever, right? Who are looking at Cristiano Ronaldo going like, I want to be that. Right, where I think kids here look at Steph Curry and go, I can be that. I want to be that. I like that swagger. I like that stuff. Right? They look at LeBron James. You know, Tiger Woods did this for golf. Nobody plays fucking golf. Then Tiger Woods played golf, and you know, suddenly you had a bunch of guys who were just like, I want to play golf. Like you had especially like a lot of minorities went like, I want to play golf. Like I think we go sort of where pop culture goes, and I think we've never had, like, you see, this is baseball. I think this is why baseball isn't as popular anymore, right? Like, you don't have a superstar in baseball that kids go, I want to be like that guy. And then that even like those kids eventually become teens who become young men who go like, I want to be like that guy, right? Like you see it with like UFC. Like you could watch somebody like Conor McGregor and you go, I talking shit, I want to do that, you know, like, and then now you're invested. I don't think soccer has ever had a guy, you know, like for as great as Lionel Messi is, it's hard to look at Lionel Messi and go, I want to be that. Right, like I don't think kids aspire to be like 5'7" and you know, like unassuming. Like I know, and I know that sounds fucked up, but I think, you know, like I don't think kids look at that and they don't go like, that's cool. Like unless you're a soccer fan, I think it's difficult to like relate and feel like, oh, that's cool. That's something that I want to be like. Where if you know you watch Michael Vick throw a football and take off running, and you're a 9-year-old kid, you're like, fuck, that looks cool. I want to be that guy, right? Like I think it's easy to see Jordan dunk and shoot his fadeaway and do the tongue thing and have the swagger where you're just like, oh fuck yeah, I want to do that. I want to be that. Like I think that speaks to kids here.
I think the also man is the especially here in the States, right? It's the flash, right? Like you said, the Michael Vick because nobody can catch him. It's the guy, it's the Megatron going up for the catch, the DK Metcalf.
Mossing, Moss becomes like a saying. Yeah.
Right.
Dude, you can't do that in soccer, right? Like it's difficult to go like, oh, do you want to go 1-1 in a sport with somebody? Like, no, I don't want to go play a sport where it could be 1-1. You know what I mean? Like,
that was the other thing, man. Watching that game yesterday, I was just like, fuck, man. Like, it takes so long for you guys to score a fucking goal, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess for people that are really into that, maybe that's part of the nostalgia of it that it's hard to score.
Change the rules, bro. If fucking soccer made it to where you could score 5 goals a game, like consistently, I think more people would watch that shit.
Yeah,
you're gonna lose the purists,
so,
but that's not who you're after. Like, no sport wants the pure. Because if you were after the purists, baseball wouldn't change its rules. Basketball,
and they did it for a long time, man.
Right, and it hurt their sport. Yeah, right. Like
absolutely.
Baseball's now getting popular again, and a lot of it has to do with the rule changes because the new guy said, like, guys, like, we got to do something about it, right? And I think like basketball would have never added the 3-point line, right? And now it's more popular than the 3-point line. I would argue that it's hurt basketball, but also the NBA has never had, it was like the popularity of the NBA in the last few years had skyrocketed, and now it's probably like on the decline.
Right.
I'd be curious to see how this thing rated. But again, offense sells, man. Sells.
Very true. And I think that a good, a good example of what I was saying was, SGA on the Thunder, phenomenal player. If he played above the rim, you'd be going face of the league.
Yeah, he's boring as fuck.
Right.
I don't watch any Thunder games. I acknowledge they're good. I can watch them, and I can appreciate defensively their schemes. I can appreciate SGA's skill set. Like what do they call them? Like the free throw reaper, whatever. Like
right, whatever it is. Yeah,
whatever it is. Like he draws a lot of fouls and all. It's like cool. Boring to watch. I don't want to see it. Like I want to go watch somebody drop 45 and dunk on people, and like that's what I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And
I want to see a high flying dude. I want to see him talk shit. I want to see him cocky. I want to see all of that, right? Because even if you're cocky and on the opposite team, so like Halliburton, right? Halliburton gave off that Reggie Miller persona throughout the playoffs.
That motherfucker looked like Urkel. You remember when Urkel took over in that basketball game in that episode, bro? Halliburton looked goofy as fuck. And then he's balling. He gave hope to every nerd ass kid that plays basketball. But the swagger was fire. So fire, man. You couldn't turn away.
So cool, man. So like that's what we want to see, man. We want to because even if I'm not a fan of Indiana, then I hate you, right?
Yeah.
So like if I'm a Knicks fan, right? I hate you. But you want that. You want to be loved.
Make me feel some type of way.
Not anything in the middle, bro.
You gotta make me feel some type of way. Dude, I think soccer lacks that. They lack a superstar that's that. They lack a sport that delivers that. Dude, the most interesting part of soccer is penalty kicks. You know what I mean? Right. There's a sense of urgency. Like there's a shit talking. Like the goalie from Argentina when they won the World Cup a few years back.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
he's wilding out, right? Like, and I'm like, I love this guy. Like, soccer likes that, man. But I think that's something that a lot of these other sports have brought on. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I want to touch on that shit, but before we shifted off of it, man.
All right, good, man. What you want to get into next, man? What's up with this? I don't know. Which one we want to get into next, man? Tell me about. Let's talk about BlackRock.
Oh, did you hear the story? So BlackRock is now suing UnitedHealthcare for essentially offering too much care. Like,
all right. So hold on. So I'm assuming
BlackRock owns UnitedHealthcare.
I was just gonna say. I mean, what doesn't BlackRock? Well, the list of things that they
BlackRock
don't
is a private equity firm, and they own a lot of shares in UnitedHealthcare. And BlackRock owns the fucking world. But one of the things that they own in the world is a shit ton of their stake is massive in UnitedHealthcare.
Okay.
And UnitedHealthcare, if you guys remember, had a little incident where a little CEO got his fucking dome split in the middle of New York City.
that was the kid.
That was the kid that
right?
shot the CEO.
Yeah.
And so after that, UnitedHealthcare said maybe we should start covering some more claims.
Maybe we should stop denying people.
And they did. And now BlackRock is basically like, yo, but you guys, you killed profits.
You went overboard.
You did too much, and now they're suing them.
They can't win.
So they can't. Yeah, they're like, nah, fuck that. So yeah, so BlackRock is suing UnitedHealth after UnitedHealth CEO was murdered. They started approving more treatments, and BlackRock is suing to protect their right to profit.
Wow.
Which I had to look at,
dude. And you know, like you always hear about like BlackRock and Vanguard, like they own a lot of the world, right? They own a lot of shit, but their name is not on anything,
dude. It's which it's funny, man. There's all these claims too that the lawsuit was brought in before that. So there's all this back and forth now whatever, where it was like it was brought in before that because they're claiming that they misled investors about the financial health of the company and their ability to pay out on claims and all that. So you know this shit is shrouded in all kinds of controversy now. But I just thought it was funny as fuck because I'm like, yeah, man, this guy gets his dome split. These guys started approving shit potentially, you know, allegedly, and and then BlackRock is like, it's just interesting timing for this like lawsuit to come to light. But it's supposedly old but
okay.
They're like, don't do what you were designed to do as a business and cover claims. I'm wondering when we'll get sued for talking shit about a company on here that we'd probably welcome that right now. We need the publicity. BlackRock, fuck around.
Yeah. Nah, man, I ain't fucking with them motherfuckers, man. They will come to your house and kill you.
You end up like Epstein. Wait. Epstein got found to be he committed suicide. The FBI has concluded that.
Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. How convenient.
Yo, we really are cooks as fucking Americans because like the news, and if it's the news that comes from our team, you know, whether it's like red team or blue team, as long as that news tells us something, we're like eat it up, you know, like we're just like, oh yeah, see.
Like I think I saw a story came out recently about
oh my god,
like the Obama administration that was doing like the whole investigation about Trump and the sort of the what do you call it, the coercion of or the meddling in the 2016 election. Like they came out that
it's been come out that basically
the whole Russia shit was bullshit. The whole Russia shit was bullshit, right? Bullshit now, but it's like again, like depending on who what team you're on, you're going, nah, I don't believe it.
You did that. I think, bro, this goes. I am so cynical of politicians and then our news cycle in general that I go, yeah, okay, like. I thought we knew that.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, I'm like, first off, I assume that whenever a politician is clear to something, I just go, oh, it's just that thing that you got. That doesn't mean that there isn't a million other things, right?
Right.
But also, I take everything that the news says with a grain of salt because it's just like, again, who's like, at the end of the day, these people have to pay bills, right? With I think we talked about this on the last episode, and where it was just like, hey, if your livelihood is contingent on me tuning in, like you're gonna say whatever the fuck you want. Yep. And I just assume that politicians in the news are full of shit. Bro, Jake Tapper is making money peddling a book right now about basically he's like blowing a whistle on how the Democrats hid the fact that Joe Biden was mentally inept, right? Like they basically had a massive.
We already knew that.
We knew that, bro. We saw Joe couldn't go upstairs. We saw him at a press conference, and y'all had to point him in the direction of the fucking off the stage. He's like, Joe just standing there, didn't know he was the leader of the free world. We don't need you to give us a book, but also fuck you for being a member of the media and then covering this up, not reporting on it when you're on CNN, and then now you get fired. You're a free agent essentially,
right?
And you write a book, talk about a tell-all. Like fuck you. You as a bro, the media, especially like this legacy media, is always like. They're the first ones to talk all this shit about like the responsibility of the media is to, you know, do XYZ and yada yada and give us the truth. And then like, bro, you did exactly the opposite of that. You hid it. You didn't report on it because it didn't fit your narrative, right? It didn't fit the story that you were trying to tell about whether it was the Republican Party or Trump or whoever. Like, you know, you're trying to craft this narrative around Joe Biden and obviously whatever, your blue team. And then now you're making money off of a book where you're basically, you should have been reporting on that for free. Like, fuck you. I'm not like, you should have been telling us if you're a media member who is unbiased and you have some integrity, this should have been a news story when you were at CNN.
Right.
This shouldn't be something that you're like, oh, guess what, guys? Like, and then you're fucking charging me to read your, like, fuck you, Jake Tapper.
And you know what's funny, man? I wonder. I think it just kind of speaks to the fact that Will Ben.
Is it Tapper or is it Cuomo? Sorry, who am I talking? Like, who
I don't know. I don't know who wrote the book.
God damn
it's not Cuomo, right?
I don't want to talk shit about Jake Tapper if it wasn't him. But I'm giving Jake Tapper shit.
I think it just kind of speaks to the fact that Will bend at what we think is right.
It is Jake Tapper.
Yeah. We'll bend at what we think is right. Mm-hmm. To, in this case, to keep our jobs, right? To keep our livelihood.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
And I get that.
And I do. Yeah. I do. But
that also means that I'm gonna call you on your bullshit when you come out with in a different medium that you're charging me for, that is, you're giving me the information that you should have been giving me before when you were making money to tell me the truth, quote unquote, because you're a journalist, right? Like, I think, you know what it is I think this further proves that our news isn't news, it's entertainment, right? Like news isn't like the news that I think we think we're getting.
Yeah.
And journalism isn't that anymore. At the end of the day, their number one thing is to entertain and retain eyeballs, and that is by any means necessary. And so, and this is fine when you know that's what you're getting, right? Like, I'm someone who tunes into those things, and I'm very aware of what it is that I'm getting. There's a vast majority of people out there who just eat that shit up, and just that becomes their sort of Bible, and that becomes how they live their life and make decisions and their talking points, and yet, like, who aren't like smart enough to distinguish between entertainment and reality and all this stuff. Like, but you're presenting yourself as if you're factual and you are giving the news, when in reality you should just say, hey, we're an opinion show and we're here for entertainment. And I think we'd all be like, all right, cool. But when you're posing yourself,
did he have his own show when he was on? He did.
Absolutely. Yeah, he had one of the biggest shows on CNN. He was one of their biggest personalities on CNN, right? Like, at the time, like, Jake Tapper was sort of like the poster child for CNN for a very long time.
The only problem with that is, man, is that, it's still CNN that's controlling it, right?
Right.
Like, the shit has to go through their producers, and they get to say yay or nay to what you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, man, I think that's where, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I think that's where the podcast space comes in, really nice these days, because there's this long form conversation with, whether it's politicians or entertainers or whatever, where you're not just getting this, like, it's this uncensored conversation talking about whatever, and they're able to kind of give their side in a long form. And dude, the conversations on podcasts are so much better than anything, any kind of news show or any kind of fucking, even the entertainment shows where you see people on where they get fucking 8 minutes and then they got to get off because they got to do commercials and they got to get the next guest on there. I want to say I've heard a few like politicians recently on podcasts, man, and it's, whether I agree with them or not, it sort of gave me a different perspective on that politician.
Bernie Sanders and Pete Buttigieg have done that for me recently. I've heard them on podcasts.
I haven't heard the Pete Buttigieg.
Phenomenal.
Really.
And I don't agree with everything that Pete says. I don't agree with everything. There's a lot of shit I disagree with Bernie on. And even as he's talking about it, I'm like, I disagree with him on. I have so much more respect for him as a person, and so much more respect for his stance and how he got there and all that sort of thing. Pete Buttigieg, same thing. Because I think what gets, again, these guys are politicians, right? So they're going to speak to you. But I think and tell you what you want to hear. But I think what happens is when you get these sound clips, or you get this like minute and a half on Fox or CNN or whatever it is, people can spin sort of your stance and your take and however they want. It's like, oh, so-and-so was anti this bill. And then you get them on a podcast where they have 2 hours to explain it. And they're like, well, yeah, let me tell you why.
Right.
And then, and then they go into or, hey, it says you're in support of like fucking, whatever, abortion at the whatever term and whatever, you're going to murder babies. And then they're like, well, I have to be in support of this because if I'm not, like, it's either I can support abortion to this point or not. And there's all this other shit in the bill that gets thrown out. So it's like, I would rather not be in there, but in the grand scheme of things, whatever, it's like the explanation of like, hey, I have this all this other shit was more important. And also there's fine print in there that's like, if this, if it's not just like, hey, you can kill a baby at 6 months. It's if it meets this criteria, and they get to explain that and they talk and they're just like, but also they're like, that same bill had 100 other things that we don't think about, that they're like, all that other shit is really important. And the abortion part is like so small, and like it's big to somebody, but it's so small in the grand scheme of things. And it's like,
but the media took that, and that's the clickbait.
Well, it's because we're the one. It's the thing that we're most passionate about, right? Like nothing is gonna sell more clicks, more links, more ads, than someone going, Democrats want to kill babies, and people click the link, right? Because it feeds into what you already think. Or it's like Republicans fucking, aren't gonna take care of babies, and they want you to raise them, even when they have a fucking disfigurement. And then you go like, you listen to Donald Trump on Flagrant, and he's like, no, I'm pro, this up to a certain point. I'm pro in vitro. I'm pro, because I remember for the longest time it was like, Republicans are going to get rid of in vitro. And it's like, he's on there. He's like, absolutely not. And here's his first clause, and here's what. And then I'm like, oh, good to know that. I can make a better informed decision now if I know that if that was an issue that was important to me, it's like, oh, there's one on that column, right? Like it's. But I wouldn't have known that if I just listened to legacy media or just the sound bites or the shortened. I would have thought like, oh, fucking Donald Trump's going to get rid of vitro, and it's sad. There's a lot of people that I personally know who that would have been important to. Like, I can't support that. But then you listen to my podcast, like, no, I supported it, and here's how I did, and here's why, and you're like, oh, that's not what it sounded like. And, it's like, okay, like I'm glad you had this 2 hours to talk this thing through where you can actually get into policy, right? Like, and it happens on both sides, man. Like I really wish that this next, because I think this next election is going to be like the AI and podcasts driven probably like election cycle where we're going to have it like, I think last election was probably decided by a podcast, and I think more than ever this next one will be from beginning to end. Or
several podcasts.
Right. Like
the ones that the Dems didn't really go on.
Right. And I think what you're going to see is there's going to be an all in on this again. And what I would like to see, and it does, I say this, that I would like to see it. I also think it won't matter. I think it'll sway the people in the middle, but I think the people that are team blue or team red are always going to be that no matter what you tell them. Like, because we know people like this. Yep. It's like they, whatever the leader of that group says, and it can be the exact opposite of what they felt the week before, and they were passionate about it. And if they, suddenly, like if Republicans came out tomorrow and suddenly they're like pro-abortion at like 9 months, every single fucking hardcore Republican would be like, we got to kill these babies. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking up. It's getting too crowded in here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Donald Trump came out tomorrow and said, we got to fucking murder these babies, every single person that's on Facebook just watching Donald Trump videos would be like, got to kill these babies. But like,
population control.
Because we're fucking incapable of thinking of ourselves, right? And what I'm hoping from the podcast is that like you get these guys sit down for a long time and you can go. It's hard to be full of shit for 2 hours with a human. With also, by the way, when it's not a trained media journalist talking to you, when it's fucking Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the God, and it's fucking it's a chick from Call Her Daddy who's just like they're talking to you about normal shit, and then you sprinkle in some of the political shit. And I like when they try to answer in their little political bullshit, and they're like, no, man. Right. Give me the and they can call them out on that shit because it's like, hey, I don't need to sell ads to fucking Folgers like on the thing. Like I already have a deal that's gonna like I can do whatever the fuck I want on this podcast. Yeah, we got everybody. We got Blue Chew, Butello, and fucking AG1, whatever the fucking. Nobody hits us up, but all right, fuck you, AG1. Butello, holla at your boy.
We'll put a fucking coffee shit right
bro,
there.
Every single podcast from here on out is going to be Butello. Oh, man.
All right, man. Yo.
Got enough politics. What we want to end with, man.
How many doing on time?
We're an hour.
God damn it. Dude, I'm thinking, I kind of want to know a couple things here, man.
All right, go ahead.
We're going to talk about, let's talk about women. We can probably, we're going to end it with women.
Oh.
First,
if you're a woman and you like us, just tune out now.
No, you gotta stay with it. Tell me about this profession that cheats more than any other.
It's very so if you had to ask me what profession I thought cheated the most, this is the profession I would have chosen. Not from personal experience. It's just that this is the profession that I would go has probably the most freaks, and I think just proximity, opportunity, and time. And that profession would be nursing. and it has been proven now. the data backs it up that no one cheats more than female nurses in relationships.
Wow.
Now, I was wrong about the why, but I still feel vindicated.
All right, so there is a why.
There's a why.
Oh, I want to hear this.
They're saying that. So they're saying that I want to open it up because I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to call y'all hoes for no reason. Let me get the science.
I got family that's nurses, man. So you gotta call them out right now.
So a UK-based dating site for married people claims that female nurses make up the largest share of its female users, suggesting that they're more likely to seek affairs than women in other professions. The platform points to long hours, emotional strain, and workplace stress as the possible factors. Psychologists agree that the demanding careers like nursing can create emotional distance in relationships and make some more vulnerable to seeking connection elsewhere.
Okay.
Which I'm like, that was the cute way of saying why, felt like that was a very, not trying to call him a hoe, but and a lot of nurses I know are hoes. That's what I'm saying.
So you mean they wasn't just trying to get with doctors?
So I'm glad you said that. So, and I'm not saying that they're like gold digging doctors. My thought was that first off, it's hard to gross out a nurse, right? Like she's seen it and been through it all.
True.
There's not shit you're gonna say or do or ask a nurse to do that she's gonna be like grossed out about, right? Like her job is to deal with fucking shit,
nasty shit,
right? But I did think, to your point about the doctors, it was you're surrounded by people with these God complexes, right? There's an ego. There has to be something in the whole saving lives thing that has to be, I don't want to say euphoric, but there's got to be a part of that has to be arousing, right? If you're a woman and a man, right? Like I think if you're a man and you watch a woman in
a high stress situation,
handle it that way and handle it like a boss. I'm like, there's going to be something about that that's attractive,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And then if you're a woman and you watch a man do that on a day-to-day basis, or men
thing
that you're surrounded by, same thing, right? Like, so to me, I always thought it was that. It was like, yeah, it's long hours. You're with these people for long hours. You're watching them perform in these high stakes, high pressure situations, and there is something attractive to that, right? Where you watch them pull through in that. And so I'm like, oh, I would have always picked that, but I hadn't considered the maybe seeking connection, because I'm like, I don't know. To me, when you're at work and it's long hours, you're not necessarily feeling discontent at home. I just thought work is work, right? And so I looked at it as more as you're just spending time with these people that you're at work with. It's a lot more time to I don't know. You ever see nurses or you talk to them, they're just like, yeah, we're hanging in our break rooms, we're taking naps on each other, we're pulling long shifts, I think there's an environment that sort of incubates this opportunity, if you will, to cheat or not even if you're single to just relate. I know nurses or just doctors who are single who are like, man, all we do is fucking, all the time, amongst us, not necessarily at work, but just in general, because it's we're all dealing with the same stress, same pressure, same all the time. So I'm like, all right, maybe that does speak to this. But yeah, it was fascinating, man. I talk a lot of shit about nurses all the time, and I was like, oh, I got a data to back it up. I'm sending that link to everybody.
I wonder if the, and I would assume this is the case, they're cheating with coworkers.
I would think so, right? Yeah. I mean, in this case, they're on an app, right? So it's like an Ashley Madison type app thing.
Okay.
So they're deliberately seeking out cheating on an app, and this is in the UK. But again, man, I've heard plenty of stories and stuff with nurses, who cheat with other nurses or with doctors or people at work. And yeah, again, if you're with people with those long hours and you watch that kind of shit happen, it's inevitable. So it didn't shock me at all that was I felt like if I had to pick one, that would have been the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, did I tell you about the world's most jealous woman?
No.
Oh man.
Hit me with this.
Bro, you know what, man? If you don't love me like this, I don't want it.
I'm afraid.
So
this is going to be some Latina shit.
I mean, maybe, but I'm gonna tell you what she does. So did I tell you what she does? Okay. So she's been dubbed the most jealous woman in the world. So her name is Debbie Wood. After meeting her husband Steve on Facebook in 2011.
First mistake.
Yeah. Who would have thought that me and somebody online would have done? She so after they first got together, she would check his emails, his bank accounts, his phone, and demanded lie detector tests whenever he returned home, if he was ever out for any reason.
Oh my God.
So she's and I think this is just an excuse, but whatever. She's diagnosed with something called Othello syndrome, and it's a delusional disorder marked by obsessive fears of infidelity. So Debbie also struggled with bipolar and body dysmorphic disorders. So eventually she started anti-anxiety medication to cope with it. But poor Steve, anytime he leaves the house, he has to deal with taking a lie detector test. She looks through all his shit, always reviews everything he has, like almost on a daily basis to make sure that he's not cheating.
So they're married?
They are. And
bro,
I'm gonna make this better for you.
That shit just didn't
What
start.
do you think Debbie looks like?
Maybe I should start with the guy.
You wanna know what Steve looks like? Hold on. I'm gonna show you him. Wait, I gotta zoom in close so you don't see her.
Let me see.
I'm gonna show you him.
Oh, all right.
Clearly a catch.
This guy, yeah. He looks like a fucking pedophile.
And I gotta try to put this up when we put the video. See,
And
I thought he looked like
he's next to a big titty. I just seen it. I think unless it's a flap.
I thought he looked like somebody who was the victim of pedophilia. So it's interesting that you went with the perpetrator.
Who then became a pedophile. He's definitely have been abused.
He definitely has been touched, right? Like time or two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is I think is why he lets Debbie get away with her shit, because he's definitely been diddled, like for sure. And then Debbie,
man, she's worse than him.
no one touched Debbie. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
No wonder she's fucking jealous, man. She's like, yeah, like you gotta.
You know what she looked like? You know the Goliath grouper that's like at the depths of the ocean that has the little light thing that
with the big fucking teeth and shit. That's the thing from Nemo.
I think she can't believe she got a man, so she's got to hold on by any means necessary.
My
Steve,
God.
get the fuck out of there, bro.
No, he can't. I mean,
we got to put a picture of Debbie up. Should we do? Does that mean if we put a picture of Debbie when we drop the video of the pod? I mean, y'all could go look her up. But goddamn. But
no, don't.
The fact that he puts up with this, I was like, yo,
she be throwing it down.
Yo, you think that Debbie could suck a golf ball through a straw, right? And that's if you get past the titties.
Oh shit, man. Dude, I mean, listen, man. If you're willing to put up with that shit, man,
God.
I mean, we all probably put up with more than we should.
Yo, because Steve's not a looker, but he got better options.
I don't know.
You don't think so? I think he can get somebody else to touch him.
I don't know.
He looks like a little boy.
A dude.
He could
a priest.
Yeah, he can go sign up to be an altar boy. He'll get his. Yo, that's fuck. I wonder what that conversation is like. Can you imagine your girl ever asking you like, "Oh, I need you to take a lie detector every time I get home"? I'd be like,
"Fuck out of here,
fuck
man."
No.
But the shit is with that, with her, like that was probably, or it had to be. That was that way before they got married.
Absolutely.
And it probably just continued.
Absolutely.
So he's willing to put up with that shit, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Debbie Wood is throwing it down.
Throwing it down, bro. Ah, fuck you.
All right, man. On that, tell them where they can find us.
At the Carbon FP Podcast on IG, on TikTok, on YouTube, at Carbon FP Pod on X, and then anywhere where you get your audio, your music, your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, JioSaavn, Ghana, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audible. We're on everything, man. Hit us up. Ask your smart devices to play us. We're out there, man.
And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Bye.